Hello, my friends. How are you? It's been a long time. It's Monday and we're here. So let's start. It's all started in March 2020. The world have changed, and all of us got those weird words like pandemic and social distancing and hygiene, which I love as part of being a father of a teenager growing up. This idea of pushing him into hygiene was quite a nice idea. Vaccines, shutdowns, and so much more. Spending the first weeks in herding the most unneeded items like toilet paper, canned food, water, and whatever. Still have tons of TP at home. I don't know why I needed that much, and all of this is kind of maybe needed for other reasons, but its actual use. So today we're going to talk a little bit about where is this pandemic is going to. I think that it's something that burdened me to come up with. So let's do it and let's go. So here I am. I'm Ron Sinai. For those who don't know me, uh, I've been involved in the tourism industry for the last 3 decades. This year, I founded the Sinai Connection. It's a platform that enables people around the world to invest in Israel, whether in real estate, high tech, charity, or more. Today, we will talk about the maybe cure for this pandemic, or is it real a game changer? So let's go. And we're back. So being a military advanced paramedic is not equal to 7 years of med school, and I'm not a doctor, and I can't, be there and express my knowledge as one of the doctors surrounding me. I do have a brother for that purpose exactly. So whenever I have a question, it always ends up with him. But in my case, I don't think I should know anything, and I do not know anything. But the logic of all of it is astonishing, and I do want to share with you these ideas. So I think that it all started with this first stage, the uncertainty. We all remember that happening almost a year and a half ago when things were unclear. Uh, we got an idea that there is a disease. We don't really know where this disease is going to take us. What is the actual outcome of this disease? We heard so many things. People are dying in the streets. We've seen so many photos of very, very exposed to the media kind of a situation. And as a result, we got to know on different words that were fed to us by the media, whether it was wash your hands 100 times a day, wash my clothes every time I went outside, don't shake hands, use your elbows, use your fists, have a mask, have another mask, have a third mask, and a plastic cover towards all of that. It all basically ended up with one word: fear. We really did not know what is this new disease that's attacking us. As time went by, some realized that things are changing, and I think that that was the stage of what we call the second stage. The second stage was the hope that, you know what, they've been working on it so hard, they're going to find a cure, they're going to find a vaccine that's going to end up this crazy wahoo thing, and we're all going to go back to normal. And back to normal was the main object. Though as time went by, we realized that maybe I don't want to go back to that normal. I like the new normal with adjustments. Maybe we'll find out different ways to live with this new normal. And I think that one of the things that happened is that when this vaccines started to appear, that was in January already, what we saw was very fascinating. We saw, especially here in Israel, it was a massive attack over everybody. Listen, guys, we got it. there is a vaccine, it's going to work, you do it, and we're going to get rid of this disease. And Israel is actually one of the leaders in the world in vaccination for population. Israel today stands in about a little over 90% of the population that have been vaccinated, especially those who are over the age of 50, which is where we're starting to deal with actual risks in terms of younger. We already know that statistically the numbers of people that are less than 50 into getting sick is almost non-existing. There are a few, but that's not a disease that attacks young people. It's a disease that attacks the elders. We managed to protect them as much as we could. And in a way, the government managed to persuade everybody, whether right or wrong, in clear ways or not so clear ways, but Israelis got vaccinated, especially those who are in risk. And Israel is kind of leading in this thing. But here comes a little bit of an issue. This stage and this hope of finishing with this disease, due to the fact that most of the population is actually vaccinated, brought us to understand something very, very simple. Brought us to understand that we are in a situation that we are not ready for. Everybody's vaccinated, and yet we're getting people sick. And that understanding that people are getting sick with the vaccination turmoiled everything. So here in Israel, they started in pushing the elders to a third vaccination. Nobody else in the world is doing it, but here we're doing it. But one glimpse of a very bright light appeared in front of me only today, and I had to talk about it. I was looking on news broadcasts talking about this Israeli doctor that showed me maybe the future. And the future is not preventing it, because we already understand that preventing it isn't really working. We do know that people that have been vaccinated transferring this disease and getting sick themselves. True, they're not getting as sick as those who are not vaccinated, but the disease is still there. And the problem is that in some cases, even those who have been vaccinated find themselves in severe situations. And the actual futuristic solution to all of this will not be on describing or determining who can go where, in what conditions, either with this green passports or any other means of segregating groups of population due to their will to vaccine or not vaccinated. But the actual solution should be an ability to treat the disease and drop the fatality of this disease in much lower numbers, whether they are vaccinated or not. And this is actually what happened. If we can't prevent it, we're looking for the cure. And they've been looking for the cure from day one. They've been looking for drugs that will kill this virus from day one. But then they realize that the real problem is not the virus. It's what the virus does to us. When our immune system, and that sounds very weird, but the stronger our immune system is, the chances are that we will get a much severe response to this disease. It's called hypercytokinin. It's actually a response of the body, of the antibodies of our system to fight the virus. And in result of that, they actually toxic to our body. And what we get out of it, without going into very complicated matters, I will talk about it. It's just that this specific part of our immune system is what eventually creates these severe biological responses. So in Ichilov Hospital in Tel Aviv, where my brother is an anesthesiologist, they invented or came up with a drug called XOCD24, a weird name, but so is COVID-19. It's based on a biological protein that is known to the medical world from the fields of cancer research, and as we all know, Israel is leading in cancer research. And the role of this protein that they found was to calm the immune system. And in these coronavirus sick people, the second stage of it, the actual cause of difficult breathing and others can be solved with this drug, the CD24. And the doctors that actually came up with this, Professor Nadir Arber, he said in a very clear way, even if the vaccine fulfill their function, and even if there'll be no new mutations in this procedure, and we do know that that's not the case, we do have new mutations, the corona is still going to be with us for a very long time. We never been able to actually eradicate the virus completely. So the solution is not to fight the virus as much as to fight the symptoms that come out of it. And his co-doctor, Shiran Shapira, said that it will be effective regardless of the mutation of the coronavirus, because it's not turning directly to the virus, but to the immune system. So it doesn't matter what mutation is there, and it's going to work. It's amazing because they now finished the second stage of human trials all over Europe. The efficacy of this thing is staggering. It's over 96%. People that take it in a very severe situations after 5 treatments, meaning 5 days, find themselves strong enough to leave the hospital and go back home, meaning their respiratory abilities change. It's an inhaler that they take 5 times, 5 days, and they're good. I hope that this will be the actual solution to this crazy around the world, but we don't really know. I do want to say that this is the greatest way to end up our meeting, and with this positive notion, I do want to conclude by inviting you all to visit our website, www.sinaiconnection.com. It's the place where you get, and I will try and give you the ability to stay in touch with the country throughout the year. Even if you can't come here, even if you can't visit, Israel is going to be with you. I would love to connect with you and reveal to you all that this blessed country has to give. So until next time, see you again. Have a great day, and have a great